pseudo hypoparathyroidism mean? What is the density of water? What is the mass of the earth? How hot really is the sun? What's the conversion rate of the dollar today to the rupee? And the answer to all of that is just Google it. Today, Google is that one-stop mega database of anything that you need to know on the surface of this earth, or even beyond that. Whenever you search for something, Google indexes 60 trillion pages. 60 trillion is like 18,92,760 seconds. Every second, 2 million searches take place on Google. That's a lot of people looking for a lot of information. And more recently, Google was in the news because they formed their parent company, Alphabet. And Alphabet became one of the companies with the world's highest market value, even overtaking Apple. Of the thousands of things that Google has ever come up with ever since they were born, this is my list and compilation of the times that Google has shown us that they are ahead of the rest of the world. And no, Google did not pay me to make this video. Google's latest innovation, which is a top secret project, is called as Google Skybender. What is Google Skybender? It basically involves solar powered drones which will harness millimeter waves. Try and put millimeter waves into perspective. Basically, that means that radio transmissions are going at gigabytes per second. Right now, we're calculating internet speeds at like, oh yeah, dude, I've got 40 Mbps. I don't even know who has 40 Mbps. But gigabytes per second, that's like 40 times the current 4G that is available. So why is it cool and amazing? Because it uses solar power, it's energy efficient, it provides a much bigger bandwidth, and it lessens the wireless traffic congestion. If you're a 90s kid, then this is going to sound really familiar. Yeah, that moment where you're just tapping your fingers, looking at those lines go and attach those two computers. But today, Google is trying to provide the internet to even the most remotest of locations in the world without telling them what websites to choose. Imagine these high altitude balloons that are floating up to 18 kilometers in the sky, creating this aerial wireless network which is giving you speeds up to 4G LTE. It's called as Project Loon, and what they're basically trying to do is make this LTE signal travel between balloons and then get transferred to some kind of ground-based ISP. Is it a ship? Is it a container? Is it like this floating party space? There was a whole lot of speculation when Google launched their Google barges. What is a Google barge? Well, basically 4 vessels, which were 4-storied high, were led out into the San Francisco Bay in 2010. For a very long time, Google kept their mouth shut as to exactly what was going on in these barges. Finally, they released a statement saying, quote unquote, that this was some kind of interactive space for science and technology, especially when it comes to Google Glasses. This project of Google was so top secret that most employees of Google couldn't even enter. Ultimately, most people started believing that these barges were actually the heart, the brain, and the soul of Google. Massive floating data centers that actually contained anything and everything that existed in Google's database. If you're one of those people that doesn't have the resources or is working too hard, or you're just plain lazy and you're not going out there and seeing the world, then Google is giving you that option of sitting at home and wandering the streets of Paris, Rome, Italy, whatever your heart desires, by looking at your computer screen. Presenting to you Google Street View. Since 2007, a Street View car has been going all over the world, mapping and photographing various streets. And what happens to all the remotest parts where this car cannot reach? Well, they have something called as the Trekker. This Trekker has actually been mounted on some of the wackiest things: horses, sleighs, bicycles, even a single humped camel. Now, this is great for somebody that's traveling to a new place to give you a perspective of what it looks like before you get there. But unfortunately, if anyone's coming here to India, they can't do that, because in 2011, our government turned around and told Google Street View that they can't take photographs of our streets anymore. Google has been making some significant breakthroughs when it comes to perfecting their technology for self-driving cars. Very recently, Google turned around and said that they're trying to give their self-driving cars that human touch. So these cars are actually able to realize a change in weather condition, whether it's raining too hard or there's snow, whether they need to slow down or even maybe pull over on the side of the road. What Google has turned around and said is that these cars will be mainstream by 2020. And ever since these cars have been on the road, they have already completed like over 20 lakh kilometers without any accidents. Right now, these cars are super cautious. They allow you to drive only at like 40 kilometers per hour. Boring. Also, it gives you that option if you want to go from auto mode to manual, because these cars right now, they don't have a permit to be driven around without a human inside. Google very recently launched Calico, a health and well-being company whose main aim is to overcome human aging as well as mortality. They've been using a whole lot of data and analysis and trying to put together the secret elixir of life. Yet under wraps, not much has been revealed. But what we do know is that $1.2 billion will be pumped in Google's bid to find that elixir of life. So while I have been going on about how awesome Google is, at the same time, I also think that Google can be kind of like a scary god. They have access to all our private and confidential information. They customize our searches every time you look for something and you type even like a pin. For the next 2 weeks, you know that you will be flooded with ads, different companies that help you purchase a pin. Is Google also trying to make us into some kind of a heavy consumer? So are we humans or are we consumers? Is Google kind of pushing products in our face? Is it kind of forcing us to consume, buy, purchase? Let's have a little conversation, tribe people. Like this video, please share this video, and I'm really looking forward to hearing from you in the comment section below. I'll catch you again very soon. Ciao.
I'm on with the task to feature an article on the forgotten faces of the 60s. So tell me, stranger, who are you?
Here's a whole list of year after year, the various things that have made us feel like this is it, yaar. This thing now is going to cause the end of the world. Reading body language is something that I've always stressed upon, and there's like a good number of books or stuff that you can find on the internet, those little signs that you can look out for.